Morning and welcome to Scotland. Up here for a few days. Had a couple of days over in Glasgow because I've never been there before, and I'm now down in the sort of borders area based in Peebles, which is quite a nice little place. Yesterday I went over and took a few photos of some old gunpowder mills or a gunpowder factory located in Roslin Glen. I didn't do any video there, but this morning I'm over at the Mare waterfall, which is pretty cool, up on the hill there. You can probably just see it. I've just taken a photo with the digital camera just down here, so hopefully the little weave of the stream in the foreground will look quite nice. I've also brought the film camera with me, and in that I've got Ilford Ortho 80, which is quite a slow film. The reason I picked that is, well, hopefully because it's quite slow it'll give reasonable detail and not be horrifically grainy. But the other thing is I'm interested to see how it handles the colours of the landscape here. So apparently it's quite sensitive to a blue and green, but has very little red sensitivity, so it's kind of the opposite to an infrared film, I suppose. So the pictures I shot at the factory yesterday, there were things like little rocks in the water that were quite brown in colour and then covered in green moss. So I'm hoping that will give a sort of infrared effect, because the green moss will come out quite light and the rock will be quite dark. But we'll see. I'll pop those pictures up on the screen now for you. And yeah, I will now head on up the hill to what I think offers another view of the waterfall from closer up. See what we can get. So the people heading up the other side of the valley, I think that's a longer path that ends up going to a little lock at the top of the hill, which I'm probably not going to do today because I think the weather's meant to get notably worse towards lunchtime. And I also want to stop off at a sort of small castle on the way back. Well, it's more of a tower, so this part of the world, I mean, they do have lots of castles, but they also have a lot of sort of more just standalone towers, a bit like the keep from a castle but without any walls around it. So it's one of those that looks reasonably accessible, so find that on the way back. Right, I've metered this to about 1/8 of a second with the ortho film in the camera, so obviously I'm using the tripod and cable release, but it's pretty windy here, so I don't know, I'll have to see how it comes out, because it might have blown the camera around a little bit, but we'll see. So there is a fence here and it says don't go any further. People obviously have, because there's a pathway, but I'm guessing, I don't know if they've gone before or after. It says there could be rock falls and collapses of the cliff and things, so I'm going to stay on this side of the fence. But yeah, that's a picture grabbed on the film camera. What I might do is stick the 28mm lens I've got with me as well as the 50, and just do a wider shot, and then probably catch a couple on the digital camera as well while I'm here. Right, I'm going to head back down now. It's quite windy. I don't know if you can hear me very well. Hopefully this little thing works. There's a cool little swirl in the stream right down there, but it doesn't look like you can get to it for a photo, annoyingly. Oh, it's really cold. Right. There's also a partial solar eclipse today, but I didn't bring my long lens or tracker or anything because the weather forecast looked terrible. The clouds are sort of half providing a filter across the sun, so I might just be able to see a bit of it later. I don't think it peaks for an hour or two. But, yeah, no proper pictures of that. So I popped back to the little viewpoint I started at just to do a longer exposure with the 20mm lens, and saw that the path kind of carried on a little way, so I've just picked my way along the riverbank. I was hoping I could get to that kind of S-bend in the river that I showed you a minute ago, but sadly, although you can walk quite a way along here, can't really get any further up to the bend. But there are some nice waterfalls here, albeit little ones, so I think a couple of long exposures here will probably come out quite nicely. So for the shot looking up the stream here, I ended up sticking on the 15mm lens, and I popped on an ND64 filter, so that gives me a good couple of seconds exposure down here, and that lets me pick out both I guess the waterfalls up that way, if I spin round. I can also include the tree up there, and yeah, also the lower waterfall here, all in one shot, which hopefully will look okay. Right, probably time to head back to the car now, have a quick coffee, and then go and find the tower that I mentioned. Right, I've driven 7 or 8 miles back up the road and parked up in the little lay-by and crossed over a stile onto, I think it's the Southern Uplands Way footpath, and this gives access to the tower. It's a bit muddy though, you basically cross a field, so luckily it's dried out a bit from all the rain yesterday. It's not too squelchy yet. So there's a lot of bleating and shouting over a couple of fields across. I think they're doing some sheep rounding upping with dogs and little quad bikes and things. Anyway, right, give you some facts. Dryhope Tower. These are from Wikipedia, so you know, as true as Wikipedia ever is. It's a ruined Scottish peel tower in the valley of Yarrow Water. I won't read all of it, a bit boring. Built of local stone, it was 4-storey construction, likely to have been raised according to a statute of the Parliament of Scotland in 1535. It required large landholders in the borders to build barmkins of stone and lime, 60 square feet in area. Yada yada yada. It was rebuilt in 1613, fell into terminal decay in the 17th century. Anyway, well, see what it looks like when we get there. Apparently there are fine views from the roof. So obviously from this angle there's a bunch of farm buildings behind it, but the trees over to the right are quite nice with the hills and stuff, so I think I'm going to go over the bridge down there and have a poke around the tower itself, but then look around for some shots from various viewpoints up here, I think. So I guess the only downside taking a photo from here is that you get these little bits of fence on the top, which is presumably the viewing platform from the roof, which slightly spoils the bleak aesthetic. I think maybe a shot from down that way will work. Let's go have a look in the tower first. My other option, of course, is to be a bit naughty and Photoshop out the fence. We shall see. There's no one up there, so I guess we're fine. Yeah, I guess the view's all right. Hills. See down to the little lock there. I don't know that it's the sort of view that will make for a nice photo, because it's sort of just hills with nothing interesting. But seeing as I've clambered up here, I will take a quick photo or two. Then head back down and try and find some shots of the actual tower. Oh, it's blowy. Right, well, the wind is definitely picking up somewhat. It's rather cold, so I grabbed a few shots of the tower and I'm going to head back to the car now and go and find some lunch probably. It's meant to rain a lot this afternoon, so I'm not sure I'll do an awful lot else. So I will say goodbye to you now. Thank you for watching this mini trip to Scotland. Let's lock the fence gate. Where was I? Yes. Thank you for watching. I'll stick the last few images up on the screen in a second, and yeah, hopefully see you again soon. If you haven't already, do give the channel a subscribe, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.